Hi, we're going to work on a more advanced version of iteration. So in our first example, we filtered our sales data by the branch and we spit out some individualized files for consumption. In this case, we're going to enhance that a bit. We added the email address for each of the sales reps. We know that we want to send individualized emails to these people and do so in a way that is better for all of us, meaning I don't have to send emails directly to each of these people. I don't have to format it. I don't have to do anything extra. So we're going to build on what we just did. So our first step was we added email into the branch file so that it was nice and neat and pulled in right through there. Then we added a parameter. So we added the parameter called email. And then we went back into iterate and added email here. So we're passing the email over to the sales data module. So now let's go ahead and hit a new action. So we've taken our data, we've filtered it down, we've exported it into its own individualized file. So now we want to email it. So I'm going to hit send to email. You have to have a connector set up. So I'm not going to walk through that here, but it's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to just send mine through a connector I set up. And now we say we want to send it to who. I can click parameter, and I already created that email parameter. So this means it's going to send it here. And then I'm just going to always send things to this person's manager, to the manager of all the sales folks. So I'm going to say manager@mail.com. Now that I did that, though, the subject name needs to be a little bit more personalized because this person's going to get a bunch of emails that look exactly the same with a file attachment. Plus, it just doesn't look that great. So let's go ahead and build a custom subject. So if we want to do this, we can build via the expression builder. So in the expression, I'm going to say sales report for the concatenate parameter branch name. I can drag this, I can double click it, sorry. So I'm going to say sales report for the Africa branch. And let me say branch. So this will read sales report for the Africa branch and then the Australia branch, etc. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to apply it. And all that would do is just send an email, but it didn't attach it yet, right? We can put a message in here. It can be custom. We can put HTML. I'm not a very creative guy with HTML, so I'm going to leave this to the experts, but I usually like to put, copy and paste the subject there. I can pop that up, and I can kind of go through the same type of process that I did here, where I can customize this, put in parameters, make sure everything is nice and neat, put any sort of messaging that I want. I need to attach that file. So if I were to go through that same process with parameter and pick the branch name, because I know that I named them this way, well, that's not going to work because it's going to look for a file name that is Africa, and that's it. It's not going to say africa.xlsx. So we need to make this a little bit smarter. So to do that, we need to add a new parameter. So I'm going to say add parameter, and I can do it right through here. And this is a relative or absolute path. So it's set to relative, or it's set to relative right now. So that means as long as this EasyMorph file is in the same folder as the other files that I'm bringing in, it's going to find it. But I need to bring it and calculate it correctly. So I'm going to go to calculation, open up that expression builder again. And what we know is the file names that I'm creating are always branch name .xlsx, right? XLSX. So I've essentially created a bunch of parameters now, but they're super useful because it makes my job a lot easier. So I can hit apply. Now I've essentially automated this workflow all the way through. So I'm mashing my data together. I'm passing an email over to the sales data. I'm taking all my sales data. I'm filtering it. I'm passing it over, creating a new file, and then I'm emailing that file directly to the sales manager. And that is another advanced version of iteration.